Hey guys, this is Ishmael Lamte. After making a couple of videos sharing my experience being a boat driver, I've had a few people ask me if I could make a video more or less like a tutorial on how to go about the boat drivers app. So that's what this video is going to be about. So if you happen to get selected or accepted into the boat driving services, that's good. Congratulations to you. Now, once you have the app launched on your phone, you actually see a couple of things. I actually don't have my phone here, but I'll walk you through the process on the phone as well. So the first thing is you get to be able to go online, which allows you to be able to see rides or accept rides. And then you're able to also perform some few settings, change or set your default map that you want to use. I think there are two options. There's Google and then there's another one, which I can't remember the name for now. And once you are through the settings and the rest, you are ready to accept rides on the Uber and that boat drivers app. So you swipe to turn online, and once you turn online, this is where people or passengers are able to make requests, and then you actually happen to be able to see some of those requests and then accept them. So once there's a request, you get this beeping or notification sound on your phone, which is a bit irritating, but what can you do? So it comes like bang 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 bang, and then you go ahead to accept the request, and then you get a route which takes you to the location of the passenger. So if you are using Google Maps as your default map, it is going to use Google Map to do that. If you are using the other alternative to Google Map, it is going to use that to get to your destination. So once you get to your destination, you have to phone or call the passenger that you actually have arrived, and then the passenger has about 5 minutes of wait time. Now once you get to your destination, you have to swipe that you have actually arrived. So it is going to notify the passenger, as well as it is going to start the countdown for 5 minutes. And then once it exceeds the 5 minutes of wait time, it is actually going to be a paid waiting time, and then the passenger is going to be responsible for paying that. Now when you accept request, it's sometimes best for you to actually call the passenger before you actually move. There are instances where there's a bit the GPS sometimes messes up, or the passenger who requested for ride probably might have not entered the right location, or it didn't pin it to the right location. So it's sometimes best to actually call before you go to whichever destination the GPS is going to direct you to. So once you do that, that is going to help. Now once you've got into the destination, as I said, you actually call the passenger to inform him or her that you've arrived, and they have about 5 minutes of wait time. So when they jump aboard and you're about starting the trip, it is always best to inform them that you're about starting the trip. Sometimes it is best to ask where they are going to. Now one challenge I've had with the boat drivers app is that it doesn't give you the exact location the person is going to. It rather gives you a route to that particular destination, as compared to, I think, Uber, which allows you to see wherever the passenger is going to. So sometimes you might have to ask the passenger where he or she is going to, and makes it easier. And you also have to ask if they have a certain route they would want you to use, so you could actually use that. So once you have that done, you could ask them, or you could inform them you are starting a trip. They agree to it. You go ahead to start the trip, and you head to the destination. That is whether they are routes or using the maps, being it Google Map or the other alternative map. So once you get to the destination, you go ahead, you have to swipe to end the trip. Now when you're ending the trip, it is going to ask you whether yes, you're actually ending the trip. So you actually have to confirm that you're ending the trip, and once you end the trip, the app is going to generate the bill for the passenger. So you always have to show the bill to the passenger, so it doesn't look like you're actually fabricating your own bill and giving it out to the passenger. So you show it to the passenger, this is the amount, they pay you the amount, then you end the trip, and then you hit on done, so that you can now accept new requests. Now there are instances where you would be on a trip about negotiating the destination of the passenger, and you see incoming trip, so you can accept or decline. There are instances where sometimes certain passengers, where the destination they enter isn't actually the final destination they are going to. So you have to ask whether they are going to maybe return or that's where you are going to, and the rest, so that it would help you to be able to decide on accepting new requests when you're actually about completing a trip. So you don't want to find yourself in a situation whereby maybe you've gotten to the destination, the map is showing, but the passenger wants you to go a bit further, and then you've actually accepted a trip. It's not really cool. You might have to decline. And there are instances where when there are incoming trips also, you have the chance of declining the trip if you feel you don't want to, or you haven't dropped off the passenger in the car. So these are some of the tips you have to know whenever you are using that's the Bolt Drivers app to be able to accept rides as well as complete rides. So basically that's just about it. Oh, now there's an aspect where in case maybe it's closing time or you want to close, or you're headed towards a specific location, you're just accepting, or you want to accept requests of people who are heading towards that same location, you can actually do that on the app. So there's a section where you enter your destination where you're going to, and once you swipe online, it is only going to accept requests or maybe show you requests of people who are headed the same way, so you can actually accept requests. So I do that a lot. Maybe if I'm going to a specific place, I'm not actually probably doing both, but I feel I'm just going to go empty. How about just set the location and then have people join me, that is get passengers, and then make something small from it which is actually going to cater for full. So that is basically just about the Bolt Drivers app. You see some of these tutorials on your screen of me going about it on the phone. Also on the app, there's the home section, there's the news part, right, as well as settings. So the home section is where you get to swipe to actually state if you're online or not, and then you have an overview about your activity. So you see sometimes Bolt offers some bonus, that is if you're able to meet a certain number of rides, as well as you're able to stay online for a certain duration. So that's what here. So as of now, it says between 10 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. if I'm able to be online for that, and then accept about 16 rides, then I'm going to enjoy this 40 cedis bonus. So that is about that. And then you can actually see all campaigns in case there's more campaigns that Bolt is offering. So if you want to see previous campaigns, you come to past month, you have active month, as well as you also have next. So let me just come back here. Now at the very bottom you see today's earnings. So if let's say today I have actually done Bolt, I'll see the total amount of money I have earned over here. That is with the discount amount inclusive, so that is going to show here. And I also see activity score. So the activity score has to do with the number of rides that you accept. So if there's an incoming ride and you don't accept it or you decline it, it affects your activity score. And then finally you have your current rating here, which after every ride, people are going to rate you for your service. So you can actually tap on this, the earnings part, to have an overview about the total amount of earnings. So let's say this is the earnings for this particular week. Once you tap on this, it is going to give you the breakdown. So you have 15 cedis, which is going to be says in-app payment. So that is actually says in-app payment and compensation for campaign discount. So that is what Bolt is going to be responsible for paying you back. And then you have 67 cedis. That is actually the amount of money you made. That is in cash. And then when you come to balance, so the balance is where you get to see how much you made, what you made from the in-app payment, Bolt commission. That is what you're supposed to pay Bolt. And then current balance. So if your balance is it's an amount that you have to pay Bolt, you see an option here that allows you to be able to tap on it to actually pay. So in this case, Bolt owes me 2 cedis, and then you're also able to see your net income on the app. So you can see for previous dates, and then you can see for the current data. So then you can also see for the past 3 months the amount of money that has been made driving Bolt. So this is with the earnings part. Let me just come back from here. And then when you come to activity score, also you get to see how you performed in terms of the number of requests you accepted and declined, or over here. So 100% is the total number of requests, and then 5/6 is out of 6 requests I requested, accepted 5. And then you also see the hours that you stayed online here. and then you can come to cancel also to see the number of requests that you either didn't accept or you canceled. And then once you swipe, you see some tips or information over here as well. Now when you come to the news part, this is where you get to see any information about upcoming events or any news that Bolt actually has. You get to see that here. So once you tap on that, you see all those information over here. And when you look at the very bottom, we have support. So if you have any issues or you have concerns and the rest, this is where you can learn more about all those information. And then once you come to rights, this has to do with the number of rights that you have actually accepted. So in my case, these are the rights I probably accepted on this particular date. So you see, once you tap on it, you see more details about the ride, the kilometers that you, or the distance you covered, as well as the time the ride started, as well as the time you ended, and then the total amount of money that was involved. And when you look at the very bottom, you have some information also. So in case there's any of these options over here that you felt maybe a passenger lost an item and so on, you can go ahead and then state all those information over here. That helps with the improvement of the app. And then finally, once you come to settings, this is where you see the details about your account, and in case you want to make changes, you can actually go ahead and make changes. Now with the map option, you have between Google Maps as well as Waze. So whatever you want to use, you set that as your default map. And you also have navigation, that is auto start. So this is whenever you accept a request, it is automatically going to launch the map and then show you a route to the destination. And of course, you can enable dark mode on the app. Now over here, you can also refer other people once they join the app or that Bolt drivers app successfully, and you're able to earn some sort of amount from that. And then this is where you have documents. This is where you actually upload your information. So this is going to open a browser, your account, you have to log in, and then you enter all your information. And then you have this quick access icon. This allows you to have an icon of the Bolt drivers app showing on your screen whenever, even when you've closed the app. So it's easier for you to have access to it quickly. And then you have the driver portal, which is also going to open your account for you to be able to log into it. And so want to request a ride, get a client app. So that is if you want to use the client app. That's in case you want to also use Bolt for your routes and the rest. You can also do that over here. So this is the app, an overview about the app, and this is where you swipe to go online. That is if you want to go online, and you have the plus icon over here where you can hit on that to be able to specify your destination. That is if you're heading towards a specific place. And then also end the day, you have two destinations. So once you exhaust the two destinations, you can't actually set any more for the day. So that is just the end of this video. In case you are new to this channel, kindly go ahead and hit on the subscribe button, and then don't forget to hit on the bell so that anytime there's a new video, you get to see it. So my name is Ishmael Amte. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.